Women have always had the ability to control men in different ways, whether it's through their charm, physical appearance, or even manipulation. These subtle tactics are often used to get what they want, and many men fall for them without even realizing it. However, when it comes to Sigma males, the usual moves don't always work. Despite being quiet and seemingly unaware, there's a lot going on beneath the surface. This is exactly why some women may resort to sneaky tactics to control them. If you're a Sigma, pay attention to these 5 subtle ways, as they are often used to control you without your knowledge. 1. Backhanded compliments. Have you ever received a compliment that didn't really feel like one? For example, when someone says, "You're smart for someone who doesn't talk much," it's a mind game, a sneaky tactic known as a backhanded compliment. Some women use this to chip away at your confidence without being openly mean. It's like hiding an insult within a compliment, leaving you confused and second-guessing yourself, which is exactly what they want. Why does this tactic work so well? Because it messes with your emotions. You might think, did she just compliment or insult me? It plays with your head, making you focus on what was said and why. Instead of brushing it off, you might waste time trying to decode the remark. There's a reason behind it all: to gain control. By shaking your confidence even a little, they can make you more agreeable, easier to influence, and more likely to seek validation. Take, for example, when she says, "You're so lucky you don't care what people think about your style." On the surface, it sounds like a compliment, but underneath, it's a subtle dig at your appearance, suggesting you don't care enough about yourself. It plants just enough doubt to make you question how you present yourself. The brilliance of this tactic lies in how it creates a small crack in your confidence. Once that doubt creeps in, you might start seeking her approval, becoming more agreeable, or willing to change. It's all about subtle control, using polite words to nudge you in a direction without you even realizing it. 2. Emotional outbursts. It's like everything is going fine, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, she's yelling or crying over something that seemed small a second ago. It's shocking, and it leaves you scrambling to figure out what went wrong. These outbursts can happen over anything. Maybe you forgot to call her back, or maybe you said something she didn't like. The point isn't the reason, it's the reaction. When she has these outbursts, it's almost like pressing a reset button. Your brain shifts gears quickly from whatever you were doing to focusing solely on her emotions. You start thinking, what happened? How can I fix this? And your attention immediately centers on calming her down. What's crafty about this tactic is its unpredictability. You never know what's going to set her off, and that keeps you in a constant state of alertness. It's like walking on eggshells, making you more cautious and even curbing your own behavior to avoid triggering another meltdown. It's exhausting, and that's exactly the point. These emotional fireworks can also shift blame. Even if the issue was small or even your fault, the sheer force of the emotional outburst makes you want to make things right, even when you weren't wrong to begin with. The emotional intensity makes you doubt yourself, thinking, maybe I really did mess up. Let's not overlook the sympathy angle. After an emotional explosion, there's often a period of calm where you're so relieved that things have settled down that you're more willing to be extra nice or accommodating just to maintain the peace. This post-outburst calm can be misleading, making you think the crisis has been averted, all while subtly reinforcing her control. These emotional outbursts can sneak in so subtly that you don't even realize how much they're affecting you and your decisions. Over time, her emotional volatility becomes a powerful tool to steer your actions and keep you in check without you even realizing it. 3. Withholding affection. Think about it. One day, you're receiving all the hugs, kisses, and sweet words, and the next day, it feels like she's put up an emotional wall. This sudden change can leave you feeling confused and unsure about what went wrong. It's not always easy to notice because it's usually done in subtle ways. Maybe she stops texting as much, or she doesn't seem as excited to see you. It's like she's holding back the usual warmth and affection. Why do they do this? It's all about creating a sense of uncertainty. When someone you care about pulls back their affection, it can make you start questioning yourself. Did I do something wrong? Does she not care anymore? This emotional roller coaster can mess with your head, making you more eager to win back her approval and affection. And that's exactly what some women aim for. They want you to feel a bit off balance so you're more likely to conform to their wishes. Affection is a powerful tool because everyone craves love and touch. When it's suddenly taken away, it feels like something major is missing. This tactic plays on that longing. If she stops the sweet words and gestures, it might push you to try harder to please her, even changing your behavior to get that affection back. It's a way of silently saying, "You need to do better if you want my love," but there's more to it. Sometimes, it's also about control through scarcity. When affection is given sparingly, it becomes more valuable. Each hug or kind word turns into a prize you feel you have to earn. This tactic can be especially effective on Sigma males because they tend to analyze situations deeply. The sudden drop in affection triggers intense self-analysis, making you question your actions and words, and leaving you more vulnerable. You might feel more willing to change just to get things back to the way they were, especially if you don't even know what you did wrong. It's a subtle and quiet battle for control, fought with the invisible currency of love and attention. Point 4. Playing the victim. This trick is particularly sneaky because at first, it seems like she's the one who needs help. She might tell you how everyone else is treating her badly, or how nothing ever goes right for her. Soon enough, you're pulled into this web of sympathy, wanting to be her hero and save her from whatever's bothering her. But what's really happening is a subtle shift of power. When you're always trying to fix things for her, you start to put her needs first, and gradually, your needs and feelings take a backseat. You might not even realize it, but you're now dancing to her tune, trying to make everything perfect for her. It sounds harmless, but think about it. When someone constantly acts like they're in trouble, it makes you feel responsible for their happiness. You start doing more and more for them, hoping things will get better. But what if things never get better? Because that would mean they lose their grip on you. It's a clever way to keep you busy and distracted, always focusing on their problems instead of noticing how you're being manipulated. And here's the kicker. When you finally realize this pattern and try to step back, she ramps up the victim act even more. Suddenly, she's hurt because she feels you don't care anymore. And now you're back under her control, trying to make amends. It's a tough cycle to break. Playing the victim works because it feeds on your natural caring instincts. Anyone with a decent heart would want to help someone who's down. But over time, it becomes clear that no matter how much you help, the story never changes. That's because the real goal isn't solving the problem. It's keeping you tethered and accountable to them. Point 5. Creating dependency. This is a subtle but crafty way some women use to control their partners. She might start by doing all sorts of things for you, cooking your favorite meals, running your errands, or always being there to solve your problems. At first, it feels amazing, like she's someone you can always rely on. But there's a hidden trick here. When you start depending on her for these things, it gives her a certain kind of power. If you rely on her to make your day-to-day life easier, she knows you'll want to keep her around at all costs. Then, out of nowhere, she might withdraw that help. Suddenly, the meals stop coming, or she's too busy to run those errands. You're left scrambling, trying to manage everything on your own again. This creates a wave of frustration and confusion, especially when you've gotten so comfortable with her always being there. Now, you miss the ease she brought into your life and might do whatever it takes to get that back. It's like giving a kid candy every day and then suddenly stopping. The kid will do anything for that candy. It's a clever dynamic. By making you dependent, she becomes a part of your routine, even your happiness. If every time you hit a snag in life, she's the one who smooths it out, you'll start seeing her as indispensable. Once dependency is formed, it's a lot easier for her to steer your actions. She suggests something, and you're more likely to agree because you don't want to upset the balance she's created. It's like a seesaw where she controls the center point. One minute, she's by your side, making everything better. The next, she's distant, and you're working hard to get balance back. It's a clever psychological game that can slowly erode your independence, placing her in the driver's seat. By giving just enough to make you crave more, and then taking it away, she becomes the one in control, ensuring that you stay close, keep her happy, and do whatever is needed to keep the peace and return to that comfortable dynamic. If you found these insights helpful, feel free to leave a comment. If you're unsure about what to say, simply write "done" to let us know you watched until the end. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, we invite you to subscribe now and become part of our channel. Thank you for your attention. Until next time.